The Kongs have gone from the algae-covered boards of the ruined port into the stagnant water and down into the dark guts of the ship itself. Can't imagine why. Surely there were other options. Maybe they knew they were in over their heads and came looking for a friendly face. Imagine the smell. This is part 14 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 2. Right away, the main gameplay element is clear. It's a water level with poor visibility and Glimmer's spotlight as your only assistance. It's a simple concept, yet combined with the deep green visuals, it makes for an atmospheric and memorable level. It's far from my favorite, but it's one that sticks with me, and I love what it brings to the overall experience. You don't get Glimmer right away. Dropped into the dark water, all you've got to guide you forward are the bananas, an arrow above you, and a loose trail guiding you through the hold. The trail ends when Glimmer joins the Kongs, and now that you've got a light, you're expected to find your own way through the mess. More or less. This is the first and pretty much the only water level without on guard, and the only underwater level in DKC2 that doesn't have dynamic water levels or a land component, excluding the final screen. Though the slow motion clump at the start might hint that that wasn't always going to be the case. While the level is fairly linear, there are quite a few sections with diverging pathways. They always connect at the same point later on, but it just adds to the maze-like nature of the level. And more than any other water level, Glimmer's Galleon relies heavily on secret passages. Relies might not be the correct term. None of them are necessary to complete the level, but they are necessary if you want 102% completion. By my count, there's just over a dozen secret passages in this level. The bonus levels are stock standard find the coins, but I like the way they manage to differentiate themselves from each other. The first has no bananas to guide you, or mark the dead ends, but it's a straight shot to the coin. This is good because you don't have Glimmer to illuminate the space for you. The second one you do, and once again, the bananas do the opposite of what we're used to and mark the places you don't want to go. The final section, where you hit the end of level target, hints at a later level, Rattle Battle. Being that the level's named after him, I don't think it's a stretch to say that this level is Glimmer's home. Anglerfish are normally deep sea dwellers, but this is a video game for kids, so we'll let that detail slide. There's not a whole lot else we can glean from looking at Glimmer's Galleon. The green tinge to the water tells me that it's full of algae or bacteria or whatever, and that the Kong should probably see a doctor after this. And the level's various diverging pathways and dead ends could illustrate to us the extent of the damage to the ship. Ultimately, I think it just serves to show us what we already know about Kremke and the Kremlin crew in general, albeit from a new perspective. The place is fucked, and it doesn't need to be anything more than that. I love this level. I know that might not have come through in this video, but I do. It's honestly gorgeous, and I feel like it's such a good example of what makes Donkey Kong Country 2 more than just a simple 2D platformer. It's got the atmosphere, the melancholy, the imagination, and before it came along, there was nothing else like it. Honestly, playing through this game and making this series is such a privilege. I'm having a great time, and I hope you're all enjoying it too. Next up, Crockhead Clamber.